Okay, part 3. Here we go. I got cut off. In his chapters in the Loca Theology, Martin Schemens, that's 2 volumes. This is the second volume. Schemens enumerates these councils. By the way, the supererogatory works resulting from following these councils, are the treasure from which the Pope distributes his indulgences. All told, these are the 12 councils. 1. Voluntary poverty. The words of Christ. So that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. Matthew 19:21. Are understood by the papists as being merely a good counsel. In their view, this counsel is followed by those who enter a monastery. 2. Celibacy. This counsel the papists extract from Matthew 19:12. There are some eunuchs which were born from the mother's womb, and there were some eunuchs which were made eunuchs by men. And there were eunuchs which have been made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. Behold, they say, our monks and nuns have adopted this good counsel. Or they put it this way, they lead a life of chastity. Number 3, unconditional obedience to the superior of an order. This is good counsel too. It's followed by monks and nuns. 4. Taking revenge. It seems almost beyond belief that anyone should arise in the church and declare the divine command not to take revenge to be merely a good counsel that amounts to saying you might revenge yourself, but if you decline to do so, this is a spiritual good work. Number 5, patiently suffer an insult. Number 6, give an alms. Number 7, refraining from swearing. Number 8, avoiding opportunities to commit sin. This is awful. It is not necessary, then, to avoid all opportunities for sinning. But if you do, you climb to the top of perfection. 9, having a right intention in whatever you do. This would mean that no matter what prompts you to do a good work, it is in every case a good work in the sight of God. But if you're guided by a right motive, you are an exceptionally saintly person. 10. Doing what Christ says in Matthew 23, verse 3. They say, and do not. And in Matthew 7:5, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye. 11. Not being concerned about temporal affairs. In the view of the papists, this too is merely a good counsel. 12. Admonishing a brother. Imagine, this is not to be regarded as a real duty, not being part of the law. You can see what an abominable perversion of the law has been perpetuated by the papists. Verily they have dissipated the inmost spirit of the law. They imagine that it would be asking too much if everyone were required to obey all these teachings of Christ. Of course, all cannot enter a cloister. If they did, who would provide bread and meat? No, indeed, that would be asking too much. Oh, what an abomination. The Jesuits came forward with the proclamation, herefore the poor Christians have been unduly oppressed with moral precepts. Hence we, the Jesuits, have formed a society for relieving Christians of the most grievous moral precepts. And they actually put their plan in operation, with this happy result that according to their ethical standards, the most infamous scoundrel can still be a good Christian. The moral code is the reverse of the Decalogue. A person may commit the most horrible abominations, provided he does so from a good intention. He may poison his father if he has the good intention of becoming his heir. However, the entire ethical system of the papists and the Jesuits has been overthrown by the words of Christ. Whoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. This means that anyone who fails to fulfill the law in its spiritual meaning deserves to perish. And that is part 3 of C.F.W. Walther. Proper distinction between law and gospel. And we'll have the online version posted in the description. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.